Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of our iRacing career mode here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. We are at the high banks of Daytona International Speedway for the regular season finale. It has been a heck of a 25 races so far to kick off our rookie season in the Cup Series, but it comes down to this final race where we are 57 points above the cut line. Harvick 21 points above the cut line. And then we have Daniel Suarez, 21 points below. Austin Cindric, 36 below. He has some work to do, and our goal is simple. We've been given, well, a team order from Roger Penske, as, well, Wood Brothers do get their cars built at Penske Racing. It's not exactly still a Penske car, but we still get our cars built there. But the team order was simple. Help Austin Cindric at all costs. And really the goal is to get him the win today here in Daytona, because the odds of pushing him to 36 extra points is going to be very, very difficult over Kevin Harvick. So the goal is to get Austin Cindric to victory lane here today in Daytona. Not ourselves, not Joey Logano, not Ryan Blaney, or anybody else for that matter. However, we come through in qualifying, and your first lap is always going to be the quickest of the two. We cross the line. We actually went P4, so we're going to start 4th place as Tyler Reddick, Joey Logano, Hamlin, myself, Bowman, the top 5 here from Daytona. Sure enough, yeah, the order would stick the way it was here. Now Landon Castle at the bottom, Larson all the way down in 36th place, about to be the regular season champion here today at the conclusion of this race in Daytona. It's been a heck of a regular season. Let's head to the finale.
Junior to the bottom of the track. Junior will win in Daytona. And the big one happens behind them. To the wall. Eric Jones gets caught up in it as well. The big one does happen.
To the high side. Here he comes. There he goes. Bush in the wall. Here comes Stewart to the checkered flag.
Here we go. Trouble. That's Casey Kane. It goes sideways. Joey Logano nowhere to go.
Half the field is gone.
The big one at Daytona has happened at lap 97.
William Byron. They're right now. The 22 goes around.
Hold the brake.
The 20's going to come out now. Big wreck behind him.
That's Bush in the outside lane. Not making a move. Trouble behind him. Danica and others. Jimmy Johnson gets the win at Daytona.
You had the little pre-race introduction show right there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Here we go. It's going to be the final race of the regular season. Stage is pretty simple here. 15 for stage 1. Stage 2 concludes at the end of lap 40, and then the race at the end of lap 70. Of course, we're underway. Tyler Reddick with a great launch here down towards turn 1 over Joey Logano. We are already hooked up with an Alliance teammate in that Shell Pennzoil Ford Mustang, so definitely a good advantage to have for myself right there. See Kyle Busch, he's had an up and down season. He started off so hot with what 8 stage wins Kyle Busch has coming into this regular season finale, more than anybody. He has 2 race wins, and then he's really fallen off since then. I'm already to the outside though. The 22 of Logano, he dropped down. I get a big push there from the 19 of Martin Truex Jr., and to the lead we go there with help from that 19 Bass Pro Shops Toyota Camry. Can we lead the first lap of the day? If you remember back to the last plate race we did at Talladega Super Speedway, we led a fair chunk of time in that race, and of course we won a stage. We nearly won the race. We barely lost, but we do lead the first lap here in this Daytona regular season finale now, as we are pretty comfortable, of course, coming into this race in terms of points. We're not officially locked in mathematically, but we're 57 to the good, so we're practically locked in as a rookie here into the playoffs. So we'll see what we can do. And one big thing you'll notice with the iRacing AI is it's absolutely insane how much the positions shuffle around. So you're going to see me cut frames and it'll look so different from what it looked like a lap before. But I got loose on the exit of turn 4 there you saw recently, and I actually slipped up to the outside, and a couple cars got to my inside, and we were starting to fall down the order. Now as we head down into turn 3 behind that 51 of Cody Ware, surrounded by all these beautiful paint schemes that are accurate to the 2022 regular season finale at Daytona, all because of Davis Warren. You guys knew it was coming. Shout out to Davis Warren as usual, making these awesome collections for me to use. And you can of course have accurate paint schemes from real life races, not only from 2022 but past seasons as well. And I'll link his trading paints down below. Davis also selling tickets to select cup races, and those are all put down in the description below, and a contact to him if you want to get involved in getting some tickets. Now now to a Cup Series race this season. Here I am, 3 wide on the outside on lap 7, but you can see how quickly you can go backwards, but you can also see just how quickly you can go forwards as we were pushing Eric Jones to the lead of this race. He's trying to win his way into the playoff here today, or tonight, under the lights in Daytona, and so is Bubba Wallace, who's right on my rear bumper, but back to the lead we go. But I knew I couldn't get comfortable because I was going to get shuffled back any moment. So it's really just about timing here. You're going to go forward, but you're also going to go way back. It's just about timing of when it happens and whatnot here. Now, as you can see, down on the inside now, Logano Almirola jumped down in front of us. I'd actually hold my own here in 3rd place, jump back up to the top, but that would be ending up to be the worst mistake I could have made here in this first and opening stage, because we get to the back of Logano, but Keselowski managed to get to my outside 3 wide and pulled me backwards and allowed Logano to drive away, and I was 3 wide in the middle again, going the wrong direction here. And you can see when you have cars on both sides of you, they are both pulling you both ways. So I'm getting pulled left and then I'm getting pulled right. It's really difficult to drive in a big pack of cars like this in iRacing. Obviously, this pack is unbelievably inaccurate compared to real life here. This would be a lot more close to what we see in the Gen 6 Cup cars, but not close at all to what we see in next-gen plate racing, that's for sure. My main goal, though, it's not really changed. There's 2 goals, really. One of them, get Austin Cindric into victory lane, but the second one, keep the car in one piece. Speaking of Austin Cindric, there he goes by on the inside right there, and then number 2, and immediately you see me jump behind him, but unfortunately it was so late in this stage that I didn't have enough time to really go forward with Austin Cindric. We're still trying to help him get points, even though points aren't going to do him a whole lot. You never know what could happen at Daytona, so I was trying to stick with him at the end of the stage and work with him, try to push him forward, get some stage points. Harvick is behind us, so there we go. Cindric's at least passing Harvick, but is not currently in the top 10. The inside line checks up on this final lap of the stage, down into turn 3 for the final time, and contact between the 2 and the 6. They save it. Truex leads right now over Justin Haley, who's going to get the playoff point. Truex could use it more than Haley, who's in a must-win scenario to get into the playoffs, but he moves to the right side of the track down this run straightaway for the final time, and Haley is going to come through with David Reagan behind him to win the stage over Reagan, Bowman as well, Ty Dillon, Busher, Truex all up there in the top 10, Chase Elliott as well, but no notable bubble drivers with stage points in that one, Harvick, Suarez, or Cindric, so nothing really changes in the complexion of that. But we head down into the pit lane and get ready for a very quick pit stop here. I came in because I felt like I had damage from some of the aggressive bumps, and actually I did. It was about 9 seconds of repairs needed to the car, so we are going to need to pit again before this race comes to a close here. But we get underway for stage 2 here from Daytona now, as we saw Truex looking at a stage win and then unfortunately get robbed right at the end. That would have actually been his 4th stage win of the season. Truex currently still winless now in this current regular season, just like he was in real life in 2022. Could tonight be the night that he gets finally back to victory lane here now and ends the curse of his 2022 season that was in real life and as well here in iRacing career mode now. And of course, we look at the win column here in this regular season finale as we have actually a massive run here, but currently we look at the top drivers in the points and where they're looking at with wins and whatnot. Kyle Larson top of the board, he's got 3 wins. Ryan Blaney 2 wins. Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin both 4 wins apiece. They have more wins than anybody, but they are tied for the top. Logano with 3 wins, Bell with 1 win, Kyle Busch with 2, then you have Truex with none. And of course, we've had some recent winners like Christopher Busher pick up a win in Michigan and get himself in the playoffs. He's actually up towards the top 10 in points now, so he did not need to win a race to make the playoffs. He's had a tremendous final quarter of this regular season. Here I am continuing to look for my first win. We were close at the last plate race we did at Talladega. Could tonight be the night? It is really hard to win in a plate race against iRacing AI. It's hard to win against the iRacing AI in general, but of course we're not in a top tier car. We're going for the lead though over Martin Truex Jr. in that 19 again there. So once again, back to the front with Larson, Byron Preece as well behind us. Preece, another driver in a must win to try and make this playoff here tonight under the lights at the high banked oval of Daytona, 2.5 miles in length now. But you can see the battles side by side for the lead do continue. And it's just a norm. Like I said, I wasn't getting comfortable out in front because I knew I was going to fade backwards. It's inevitable, really. Someone's going to be able to make a move on you that you're just not going to be able to protect. A run's going to come from somewhere, but here I was in this second lane, trying to make something happen here. Chase Elliott and that A-Shot Camaro posed out a line in front of us, so now I'm going to get the suck from that 9 car there and try to close up on the back of him, but it didn't quite work, and you can see Christopher Bell eventually got up in front of me, and a few other cars as well here, all over the back of this 20 down into turn 1. You got Kurt Busch in the 45 here in the mix, the 47 of Stenhouse as well, but you might have noticed on the top leaderboard a few names that says like Gibbs, and instead of Cook it says Hemrick. That was just because I forgot to fix that in the roster before I loaded in, and it will be corrected for the next episode when the playoffs start in Chicagoland, by the way, because we still don't have Darlington AI here now, but I fell back a little bit. You can see getting a little bit congested right here in front of me, and a little bit of contact, 4 wide contact there between the 45 and the 41. NASCAR is actually going to get pretty aggressive there and throw the caution. I think just kind of proactive and just being very cautious as they throw the yellow for that contact. There wasn't much to show. You saw it all happen right there. The 45 and the 41 just simply come together. So actually what would happen, I didn't show it, but everybody came into the pit lane during that yellow. Everybody. So that would make us unbelievably close on fuel. If nobody pits again, it's going to be very, very close. But we're back underway now with less than 10 laps to go in the stage here in Daytona for this regular season finale. Right behind the 42 of Ty Dillon, who has continued to outpoint his brother of Austin Dillon all season long as we head through 1 and 2. But now you can see out of turn 4, pole winner Tyler Reddick falling back as well, as we're going to go 3 wide through the middle, split the gap, and look at the run you can get at times. It's just absolutely insane here against this iRacing AI. But I found myself quickly up to the 3rd lane, leading the 3rd lane with my Alliance teammate of Ryan Blaney behind us, and my other Alliance teammate of Austin Cindric on my inside. I just want to get to a team that's a top tier car so I can stop talking about Alliance teammates and just call them teammates. Should I just call them teammates? They are at the end of the day. But here you can see a big run on the exit of turn 2, 5 to go in stage 2, all over the back now at the 12 of Ryan Blaney. Going to give him a little bit of a shot to that rear bumper. Hard to help the 2 in this scenario. We were in completely different lanes, so I couldn't really do much with Cindric, but then I jumped down to the middle, 4 to go. Here comes Cindric flying past me on the outside now, so it's just all over the place. It's so hard to help somebody specifically when everybody's just shuffling positions like crazy here. Now to lap 37, approaching 38, 3 to go in the stage here. Now contact with the 31, and we've turned the 19 of Truex into the outside wall. Hard contact there. The yellow flies. The 34 of McDowell spins on the inside apron as well. The caution is out here in the regular season finale. You see it there. I slid up into the 31, and then obviously after that contact, I slid down into the 19. That ends the stage early, and you can see the top 10 crossing the line right there, but a big error on my part, and Truex takes a big hit, and that's going to be a rough ending for him. McDowell remains in the race, and I just got pulled towards the 31 and just kind of, got caught off guard, and I hit him. So, unfortunate. We're still in it. Thankfully, it wasn't a big crash, but now it's time to get underway for the 3rd and final stage. And for this final stage here in Daytona, we're bringing back the AMP segment. Let's get amped in Daytona. How did you enjoy that AMP segment here? Look at this in the rear view mirror. That's 3 wide behind us, but for some reason they all really slowed each other up, and I went and looked back in the replay. Nothing weird happened. They just all slowed up, and all of a sudden we have a 4-car breakaway up here in this top 4 group. You got myself, you got Kyle Busch. You as well have Austin Cindric, who needs to win this race, and you have the 16 of Jay Cook, who's also in a must-win scenario if he wants to make the playoffs. And here we are duking it back and forth, shuffling Kyle Busch out of line. Chastain somehow got into this mix of a battle, so I don't know how he showed up, but then he actually fell out of it. Like, he got up here and then he fell out of it. It was really weird. Now Cindric going for a move to the outside of Cook for the lead with 25 to go. I'm going to follow him, of course, and try to push him to the lead, and my drafting is going to push him forward, but it's not going to be enough to get me down in line in front of the 16. Cindric's still not cleared quite yet, but I'm closer to him than Busch is closer to the 16. Cindric clear, drops down to the inside, so I'm glad I could help an alliance teammate at least get to the lead in a must-win scenario. But with how close we are on field, you don't want to necessarily lead a lot of laps. But actually, when I got back down into line, I struggled to hold the draft and catch back up to this group of cars here in front of me. So I hovered around this area until 22 laps to go. You see Cook and Busch actually get side by side, and that allows me to actually close right back up on these guys. But we are 3 seconds ahead of the pack of cars. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen, but I'm not complaining. We're now side by side with Kyle Busch going for third place, but Busch, he's going to side draft us. He's going to pull us backwards here on the exit of 4 down the front straightaway. This is the last thing we need, and sure enough, he would keep side drafting me until turn 1, and look at the damage done. Kyle Busch, what are you thinking, buddy, now, as you've just completely ruined our chances, because now the main pack is flying up to us very quick, and we are about to be absolutely engulfed by that group of cars that's on the way marching on up here. 20 laps to go. Look in the rear view mirror, you can now see them coming. I'm trying to commit to the back of this 18, but it's impossible at this point, and that pack is very close. And sure enough, 19 to go. Here we go. David Reagan is here, and here comes Almirola. Throw a bit of a block on him. I'm also trying to block for the 2 of Cindric here. I'm trying to think proactively here, not for myself, but for the 2 of Cindric. Where do I go? Now I take the opportunity. I said, screw it. I'm going to the outside. We had a massive run 3 wide to the lead, just like that. There's Martin Truex Jr. in front of us. He's multiple laps down. He's got his car fixed. He's got good speed in it, so he would get picked up by this main pack of cars. Myself out in front, I don't want to be leading with 18 laps to go, because we were only good by about a lap or so on field, so we had to be extremely careful right there out of turn 4, actually getting loose on the exit of the corner, and that opened the door wide open for Cook again to go to the lead. He is running really good in these closing laps, but can he stay up here? I would say probably absolutely not here. Now, as you can see myself on the inside suddenly with these final 16 laps underway, now falling backwards after running so good for the first part of this final stage. I would eventually get up to the outside here and try to make some headway forward once again here, but right behind the one jockey.com machine of Ross Chastain for Trackhouse Racing. And then now here you can see myself making a move on the outside of Denny Hamlin. Are we 4 wide right now here in Daytona? I certainly hope not. That is such a dangerous move that I just made, and I would back out of it right there, as it was clearly not working. Larson just behind myself, but running out of time quickly here. You saw some desperation from me. That's all that was. That was desperation to try and get going here in these closing laps of this regular season finale in the Coke Zero 400 now. 11 to go, and then we come to 10 to go, and now we were moving forwards again, getting on this outside, getting clear of Hamlin. Cindric just in front of us. I'm just trying to go wherever that 2 goes at this point, but unfortunately, it just wasn't working out quite well. You can see we're up to the front, though, and all of a sudden, 9 to go. Here's the run we need. Pushing the 2 to the lead once again, but have we gone up front too early? Very likely. Logano, he's not going to let me to the inside, so he's going to let his teammate in, but he's not going to let the Alliance teammate in, and I felt like that just kind of set the tone for how it's going to go here for the remainder of these 9 laps right there. I feel like I just kind of got bamboozled. I kind of got, just shunted out of the teamwork, and now backwards we go, and we would get shuffled way back once again outside of the top 20. The outside stacking up here, and we are just going nowhere with 5 laps to go. You see Suarez down in 36 there on that top leaderboard. Truex 5 laps down. Christopher Bell just behind myself, as we're just hoping that something's going to work out, but it's 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 and several rows deep right now. But once again, 4 to go. Here comes the big run on the outside, so just when we thought it was already game over, it is certainly not game over, because we are back into the top 10, going to the inside of the 12. Now I left out Ryan Blaney right there, and now here comes Austin Dillon. I'm going to try and cover off that move right there from him on the inside behind us, but unfortunately, just as quick as I covered that off, we kind of got trapped down here and started going backwards again. There goes Cindric I was hoping he would not do that right there. I was hoping he would stay in the middle and not jump down, because it didn't seem like this inside line was going anywhere. 2 laps to go, and yeah, the inside line, it was dead. We're going backwards like crazy, realizing the situation. I need to find a way up no matter what. I run into the side of the 19, not the first time that's happened today, and now Kyle Busch to my outside as well. We nearly make contact with him as he is all over our right front nose. I'm trying to keep a nose to his inside, and yes, we do. It's going to be 1 lap to go. Unfortunately, Haley jumps up in front of us. Cindric's right there in front of us. He's got to win. It's not going to happen. He's not making the playoffs. And now to turn 4, Cindric's to the pit. He's headed into the pit lane, so it's obviously not going to happen now. It's every man for themselves on this Penske Racing team. White flag is in the air. Is there enough time to do anything? It's unbelievably unlikely, but we're going to give it a shot here. Down into turn 1, Tyler Reddick, the pole winner, currently leads over Ryan Blaney. You got Noah Gragson up there, Ty Dillon as well as Brad Keselowski down the back straightaway for the final time. Larson just behind myself helping. It's going to be a half a lap to go here in Daytona. Is there anything in the tank? We're moving quickly on the outside, but not quick enough. It's single file up front for the top 5 cars. Reddick, Gregson, Logano, Blaney, Keselowski lead the way out of turn 4. Is anybody going to make a move? It appears that about 3rd in line goes for it. However, it won't be enough. Tyler Reddick is going to come through to win the regular season finale, his 2nd win on the season, and no surprise winner to get themselves into the playoffs. What an interesting race, and heartbreak for Austin Cindric, who didn't even have a chance to get the race victory here. The playoff grid is set, and we are going to take a look here at this playoff grid that we have, and I'm actually going to do it in mathematical order on actual points, and then going into the next episode we'll show the actual playoff grid based off of playoff points. But you see it right there. Kyle Larson, your regular season champion with 901 points, but going all the way down through 16th. You can pause the screen if you need to. As well, you can see the drivers that ended up not making it, like Daniel Suarez, through Cindric, through everybody out there, down through 24th. But yeah, that's it. The regular season's over. We had an up and down regular season as a rookie, but we put Wood Brothers Racing back in the playoffs. The first one to do that for this team since Ryan Blaney. Tyler Reddick back on top. In the next one, we start the playoffs at Chicago, not Darlington, because Darlington ADI is still not available in iRacing. But I'm so excited for our first playoff run, and I hope you guys are too. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, everybody.